Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to round number 10 of the North American Grand Prix. Monday Night Open Wheel Championship coming to you live tonight from Hockenheim in Germany. And I am joined by Brad Maris here in the broadcast booth. Brad, welcome.
Thanks, Al. Yeah, I think this is one that I would have circled on my calendar where I'm looking at the schedule at the start of the season. This is a favorite of mine. I love this one. It's going to be quite a challenge, I think, for these guys tonight. High speeds, I like it.
Guys are making their way out on their out laps. Going to take a quick look at the track map tonight for this race. 16 corners, but not all that difficult in terms of layouts. Kind of similar to Monza in a way, the 88 version of this circuit. And several three high-speed straights divided up by 3 chicanes, and then the stadium section. So the old layout of this track as John Houston about to start a lap here. Last week's winner at Brands Hatch. After 8 races, he finally got one in the books, and he's about to take us on a lap here, Brad. It was looking pretty quick in the practice.
Yeah, it sure was. Been looking good all week coming to the first corner there. It's going to be interesting. These guys are going to certainly have to adjust their gears and make sure that they can survive a full run of 100% turbo around this relatively long lap and high revolution. So top speed showing in miles per hour, 204. Very difficult to pick up this first chicane there coming through Clark, the entry to it. Got a few pylons and stuff. You kind of mess with the visual input there, but these chicanes pretty important. Look, there's only 3 of them here through this very high-speed section, but they're all tricky. They can all put you off very easily now, coming up to the Oost chicane, and very easy to run wide. You see, you pretty more or less have to run wide if you want to carry any speed through the chicane at all, but boy, you have to get on the power fast. And it's difficult when that turbo's pulling up. Now, maybe perhaps the most difficult, most important chicane coming up. Senna here. Quick left-right, but difficult again to pick up that entry point. And you do have to challenge that curbing on the exit, but it can really upset the car if you hit it. Now, coming up to the stadium section is actually a very important section. A big part of your time is going to be made or lost right here in this section. Looks like, wow, Houston staying all the way up into 5th gear. I don't know if that was a mistake or not. Staying in 3rd, shifting down to 2nd now, coming through the stadium section. So just another left-right, and then the penultimate turn. And the final turn at Opel. So you can carry quite a bit of speed here through Opel. It's a kind of a cambered turn there, but you do have to be a little careful getting that throttle down. Looks like a nice lap for John.
Yep, jumping up to provisional pole here, and I think that might be... That's the 2nd fastest lap we've seen so far. So immediately, John Houston takes it to provisional pole. Meanwhile, Joe LaCour takes it into the fence. Wolf takes it wide. Let's see, anybody gonna keep it on track here? Chris Moses now. He is, looks like he's on a flyer. Maybe not. He's in the pits.
And it did turn a lap. Got a lap in of some kind.
There we go. Curtis Chandler now out on track, 210 miles an hour leading up to this. Immediately, he also takes it into the fence. Not a nice looking start
that was
to
faster
this
than
qualifying
Houston.
session. Yes, it was. Matt Taylor currently running in 10th. Taylor showing some good speed here tonight. Not going to be carrying any ballast here. Lost it last week. Kind of a disappointing finish for him. Had an opportunity to podium and potential win last week, but currently sitting in 10th. He does have the fastest lap so far throughout the practice. Greg Myers has jumped up to 2nd with a 1:42.7. As Matt Taylor starting out here, coming turn 1 on a flyer.
We've seen some of these people go off. I really think that's probably due to some of these guys not getting in some dedicated qualifying laps. Their gearing has certainly got to be different if they're running the turbo up. And it could be catching them out. They're gearing in a different spot.
Ooh, Taylor. Whoa. Gets it raw going into believe that's the first chicane, the Senna chicane. Sorry, that's Clark. This is on an outlap. Jolicoeur on an outlap as well. Session 25 minutes. A short break after this while the drivers go through their drivers meeting, and then on to the race. 30-lap race here tonight.
Well,
as Jolicoeur rounds the last corner to start a flying lap.
Yeah, very important you get this first corner correct. My name kind of escaped me, so I apologize for that. But you took some grass on exit. That, yeah, it could maybe have been worse. But oh, well, that's I completely forgot what I was going to say. Watching Jolicoeur go off there a couple times inexplicably.
It's very deep into the first chicane. I gotta get on the throttle as quickly as you can. This chicane coming up here, it's very tricky, Brad. It's like kind of threading the needle through these.
It is. Well, you know, the tendency is to want to take it really super deep, right, and then just fix whatever mistakes you make after you get through there. But you can't do it because there's no time. So it'll just kick you off and you're really hosed. So you do have to show some caution on entry there.
Jolicoeur quick through the second sector. 2/10 off on sector 1. Moses, meanwhile, 6/10 up in sector 2. I don't know if he found a shortcut.
Well, he might have. I don't know if you switched him or not. This track just so sublime to drive in these things, Al. Just a hoot. Love it.
Yeah, unlike the modern day layout, it's you can't really take too much of the curbing on the inside through some of these corners. I noticed it really upsets the car. But Jolicoeur to second with a 141.8, I believe. Moses now to third with a 42 flat. So good lap there for Moses, carrying all that weight.
Boy, I am absolutely seeing some discrepancies here with the type of aerodynamics some of these guys are running. It's very clear to me. John Houston has put down a great lap there in the third sector, and that's down to more aero on the car. Jolicoeur and Moses obviously running less when I watch them drive around. It's very clear.
Jolicoeur up in the first sector. Kevin Miller now about to cross the line. See if he can improve. He does not. Taylor now on a flyer. He's up pretty big in the first sector. Excuse me, the second sector. Notice he's swinging out wide going the corner entering the stadium section. A lot more aggressive. And ooh, a bit of a mistake there from Taylor, locking him up.
Yeah, he's still looking pretty good here. He's still close to that pole time. Second gear as opposed to Houston's third.
So Taylor now to second, just over a 10th off. Looks like Jolicoeur must have made a mistake as he is back in the pits, I believe. Meanwhile, Rolf looking sharp here. Great race last week, first podium. I believe first ever podium on Monday nights at Brands Hatch last week. So carrying a bit of weight and looking to continue that momentum from last week. Pretty good in the first two sectors. See how he does here.
Oh, he's looking great in the first two sectors. I mean, he's right there.
So Rolf to the line. Ooh, lost a bunch of time in the final sector. So Rolf to sixth. Jake Feimster. Looks like he is on an outlap, currently back in 7th. Peter Burke, last week's pole sitter, back in 8th. Miller in 9th. Ryan Robbins in 10th. Aaron Parsons hired here in the back, carrying 45 kilograms of ballast back there in 12th. saw somebody jump up here. Looks like Joel Ekman jumps up to the 9th. Channel way off in the first sector. Brian Story right there in 15th, currently way off there in the second split. Ricardo looks like he's on an outlap, currently in 16th. Zahn in the 17th position. Wathen and Baldwin. Two cars currently. So no change up top. Still Houston, Taylor, and Joe LaCour. Joe LaCour making his way down this very long straight here.
Yeah, Ian right now on the soft tires. Majority of the rest of the field on the qualifying tire.
Interesting selection there for Ian. I'm going to wonder if Lewis Taylor gets it wrong again through Clark, but got to wonder if Joe LaCour is getting more. Multiple runs here on the softs and qualifying.
Well, it's possible. He probably has had a few less laps of practice, so maybe he's running semi-short fuel and taking a couple extra laps, but might not be a bad idea as time is running out.
It's 13:04 left in the session. Don't see any flying laps at the moment. Ryan Robbins looks like he is on a flyer. 1.5 seconds off in the second split. This comes to the line. He improves his time, but not his position. Greg Myers, haven't seen him out on track. He's currently in 5th and at a park.
Yeah, that's a hell of a time. I don't know if he thinks he can do any better or not, but if you got the pretty good time in, why not throw some changes at it and see what happens?
Rolf. Time there in the first sector. Right behind him is Peter Burke. Now this is what I don't understand. If you're qualifying, I mean, what are you doing here? Why aren't you giving yourself some space so you can get a run in here? I've never understood that. You're only going to have that happen to you. Well, Mike Monahan bit off the time there in the first sector. Currently in 10th.
And he was looking pretty sharp during the week of practice, was Mike Monahan as well.
He's going to pull it off here. Not much going on. Currently, Rolf. Ooh, Rolf gets it wrong and into the grass here. Meanwhile, Taylor up now in sector 1 here. Let's jump on board with Matt. Try to tight line through that chicane and sent the car airborne.
Yeah, I just got it wrong on entry and tried to recover, but as I said, it was just too late. There's just nothing you can do. If you get it wrong on entry, you're just done.
Blackman. It's a pretty good second sector. This should move him up here a bit, depending how his final sector goes here. It's relatively
could
deep
very
clean.
well.
And Joel to the line. Oh yeah, the 6th.
Nice tell you, that's pretty impressive. We saw him in his first start or two. He frankly didn't look very sharp, but he's been getting some practice in, I think.
Yeah, it looks that way. He struggled a bit last week at Brands Hatch, but I think good here in qualifying. Moses up in the first sector as we're following Chuck Carter. Currently, there is... Oh, he's on an outlet. Looks like. So Moses into the off chicane.
Yeah, seemed to get through there pretty well. Yeah, doing some recon laps around here. Third gear actually is pretty beneficial if you can get the gearing right there for third.
Yeah, Brad, I
Getting a little bit of extra.
think the NAGP TV crew needs to jump on track here next weekend, Monza. So Moses up in the second sector. Up big.
Yeah, he nailed that. He nailed that chicane. That's as good as anyone I've seen get through there. Now, does he have the downforce coming through this section here? It will make a difference. It doesn't look like it.
No. Just
Bleeding lots of time back.
wrestling the car through this stadium section.
Yeah, he does not have much aero on that thing.
That wouldn't shock me as Moses comes to the line. And, well, lost 3/10 there and remains fourth. Interesting. So he must have lost a ton of time there in that
a
stadium.
grand total of I mean, he was up by over a second.
Yep. Wow. So meanwhile, Taylor, even through the first sector.
Boy, all the way down to first for Matt Taylor there. I don't know if he's trying something new or throwing something at it. I don't know, but that's a little strange.
We can get through sector 2. It's under 7.5 seconds to go. Way too wide. That's going to kill his lap time here. And potentially a possible pole. Has turned in.
Yeah,
Looks like he turned in a little too late into that.
Yeah, he's still got a chance. He's given up a lot of time, but if he nails the last couple corners here, it's still in play.
Up into the grass. Ooh, and he takes it. Wow. 41.2 sets lap record here at Hockenheim. Nice lap from Taylor. So, can Houston respond? It's been the Houston-Taylor show the last couple weeks here. Ooh, well, Houston's going to test the limits of traction there, and he lost. Meanwhile, Joe LaCour on a flyer.
Yeah, that's only going to give Houston another, two shots. So that's like 1/3 of his remaining opportunities there if you're John Houston. That was a costly mistake.
Zahn now jumps up to 7th. Parsons, meanwhile, mired way back, buried in 14th.
Gosh, sure is.
Carrying 5 kilograms more than Moses for this race, but it might be enough. Of course, behind 2/10 in sector 1.
Like Parsons is on pace to at least improve his time. Not going to be a world-beating time, but should advance his division a bit.
See Joe LaCour approaching the second split. Oh! He still hung on to it. Man. Parsons, jumps up to 12th. Jake now improves up to 5th. Jake looking strong this evening. What do we got from Joe LaCour? No improvement. He's going to remain in that 3rd spot. So, looking down the order here, most of the guys are on out laps. Taylor again gets it wrong.
Houston started a flyer, FYI.
Yep, just jumped on board with John. Robin sets his personal best, going up for 12th.
Oh yeah, bumping Parsons.
Let's see what Houston's got here. Ooh, behind 4/10 in the first sector. Looks like Houston's carrying a bit more downforce than these guys. The PMR guys. They're clipping over 200 miles an hour. Houston just barely reaching that mark.
Well, that could pay dividends in the race. I mean, that's what really counts, right? So if PMR ends up throwing it off because of that low downforce, well,
and Houston gets it wrong. So 3:24 left. He's going to have to get in and out pretty quickly. Well, David Zahn, 5/10 off in sector 1.
pretty good lap from David Zahn, who only picked up his ride here about halfway through the season, 3 or 4 races back.
Tell you, Brett, I'm actually a very big fan of this old layout.
Oh yeah, it's my favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, one of my favorites of all time.
Yeah, same here. One of these tracks that you actually feel like you're doing something, going somewhere, kind of like Spa.
Yeah.
It's a fantastic track.
Now if we only had a good Adelaide, then we'd be in business.
I just remember doing countless laps in this thing on at this track on the PlayStation way back in the day.
Sure.
F1 game. Ooh, it's Burke. Gets it wrong. And Burke had a pretty decent time for himself now. Burke back in 11th. Looks like pushing a little too hard there. Meanwhile, Taylor up in the first sector and gets it wrong. This might be, I think this is going to be game over for Taylor. He's going to have to bring it in. While others here, Houston is going to have another chance.
I postulated it would be that third chicane, that center chicane, that'd be catching these guys out. But no, it's the second one that's really giving them the business.
Oh, Joel Accord and Moses get into each other.
How?
Yeah, it's through the stadium section, and that's going to be it for Moses and Joel Accord. They're not going to be able to get another lap in. Moses was on an out lap. Joel Accord was on a flyer. I think Joel Accord came up really quickly with Moses there. Don't know. Tough to tell what happened there, but it's going to be Joel Accord third, Moses fourth.
Yeah, well, it's coming.
Session's over.
Yeah, it's coming down to it. It looks like it's John Houston here. John Houston gets the pole, or it's going to be Matt Taylor, and he's on track.
Nice through that chicane for Houston. Only 2/10 off in the first sector.
Yeah, not too shabby.
Off in sector 2, but can he pick it up here? As we are guessing that he's carrying a bit more downforce than the PMR guys, Taylor and Moses. And
he's not far off his time, Al. Sorry. Oh, he's pushing hard.
Gonna get it done.
Yeah, he was up on his time.
Ooh, yeah, lost some time there in the stadium section. So I think the session's over. Zahn, it looks like he's going to be the last guy at a time, and you have Burke, Monahan, and Chandler have posted sector times. Looks like they're still on flyers here. Looks like he's tiptoeing his way through that stadium section. A lot of guys looking that way. So Zahn to the line. Yep, does not improve. Curtis. See what Curtis can do here.
Yeah, he certainly would, you think, would be in a position to move up some spots. We've seen some pretty good pace from Chandler once or twice.
He improves, but he's going to maintain that 15 spot. Oh, there you have it. Matt Taylor snatching pole position here tonight. Is that his first this season? It might be.
Took pole there at Jerez. Or is that most laps?
Let's see.
No, I think it's pole.
Let's just verify that.
Let's do it. But it looks like it was a pole at Jerez.
Yeah, second race. All right, you nailed it. Yep, pole position at Jerez. So, second pole of the season for Matt Taylor. Very nice lap. It's going to be Taylor and Houston duking it out here tonight. Top two guys with Joe LaCour in the mix. Something, I was a betting man. I'm going to say that Joe LaCour is going to be doing a one-stopper on probably the mediums. I don't know, Brad. What have you heard anything? Looks like he's showing mediums right now.
Well, the softs do show somewhere, and I don't know that they can make it to halfway. If I were to run the race on softs, I sure wouldn't be trying to go to halfway. I can say that.
All right. Well, our first top two qualifiers are currently showing softs, but that could change. Could be a little gamesmanship going on here. But nonetheless, we're going to run down the points situation here tonight through 9 races. Just 3 to go, including this one. So season quickly winding down here. Chris Moses leading with 169 after Parsons back-to-back. I'm sorry, not back-to-back wins, but very successful last 3 races, 2 wins, and I believe he finished 5th or 6th last week. But Parsons in second with 161 points, just 8 shy of Moses. Matt Taylor in third with 140. John Houston with 118 in fourth, and Adamson back in fifth and with 92. You got to wonder what could have been with Adamson or even Kirkbride if they were still around.
Yeah,
this championship could have been a lot different. In the team championship, Precision Motor Racing, Chris Moses and Matt Taylor, they are currently leading with 309 points, but T-Brock Dam Bam, John Houston, and Aaron Parsons have really picked up some ground on these guys the last few weeks. 279 points. They're in second. In third, it is KT Racing. That is Lemansky and Tiago, but both those guys not here tonight. Tiago, I think, is done for the season, going back to Brazil for a little while. They have 156 points. Rowdy Burns Racing Team, a defunct Rowdy Burns Racing Team of Adamson and Kirkbride, a fourth with 139. In the taxi service, Greg Myers and a rejuvenated Sam Rolfe, currently in fifth with 112 points. So I think the door is still open there for T-Brock Dam Bam to claw their way. Well, they've been clawing their way back into this championship, and given the luck some of these guys have been having. Saw Taylor last week have some bad luck. Lost a lot of points there.
Yeah, I completely agree. And look at this race. Look, the first part of the season, we were kind of talking about John Houston and him having to, you know, if he wants to give this T-Brock Dam Bam team success to, you know, he's going to have to really step up. Well, here we are now. Aaron Parsons qualified only 11th for this race. So, yeah, Aaron Parsons now looks like the onus is a bit on him because of that PMR team. Matt Taylor, of course, taking that provisional pole, that championship point, and teammate Chris Moses there in 4th as well. So, yeah, absolutely right. Parsons, big night for him tonight, I would say, in their team hopes. But, yeah, you talk about a Taylor versus Houston battle this race. Well, you know, that's true, but this is a bit of a different type of race. These guys are going to be fighting out there on track to a certain extent, certainly over the opening laps, but this could quickly become kind of a race against the track and against the machine as we get deeper into the event, and just maintaining control could be challenging here as we work our way through this event.
These first couple chicanes, especially the chicanes, going to be very interesting. Someone gets it wrong through there, up in the, you know, sharper end of the grid. It could be interesting, but all right, let's run down this. Very reminiscent of the old track there. You know which one I'm talking about.
Sure.
Well, I'll think about it. Anyway, let's run down the starting order here for tonight. Anna, let's run down the starting order here for tonight's race. It's going to be Matt Taylor on pole, followed by John Houston's going to start 2nd, Ian Jolicoeur 3rd, Chris Moses is going to start 4th, and what a great starting position for Jake Veemster in 5th.
Sure is. Greg Myers also good for 6th. Kevin Miller's going to start 7th. David Zahn takes 8th. Joel Ekman, nice time for 9th. Sam Rolfe is going to start 10th.
Let's see, Aaron Parsons in 11th. Ryan Robbins 12th. Peter Burke going to start 13th. Monahan in 14th. And Curtis Chandler's going to start 15th.
Brian Story takes over 16th. Chuck Carter starts 17th. John Wathen in 18th. And Dale Baldwin going to start 19th.
All right, Brad, any predictions here? We're about to go green. It'll be critical for Taylor to get a good start here.
You got to think it's going to be one of those two guys up front, but the nature of this track, anybody could go off at any time, pushing the limits a little too much over that very large curbing. So could have some surprises in store.
Looks like we're going to see a lot of boost here going through down these first couple straights. We're about to go green. From Hockenheim, good start from Matt Taylor as he's away. Jolicoeur, also a good start. Houston on the outside. Oh, a little contact. It's like Jake. It's going to push John Houston out wide. So Houston's going to lose a couple positions. Feemps are up to 3rd. Might have had a little bit of contact there with Jolicoeur, and now Jake's looking.
Damage could be huge around here too, Al, in terms of straight line speed.
Jake and Jolicoeur with the good run there, side by side. Ian's going to hang on to that spot. Kevin Miller with an outstanding start. He's going to challenge Jake for that 3rd position. Wow. This is going to be critical here through this chicane as the field runs through it. Far so good. Parsons gets you okay. Oh, Robbins. Some contact. Miller! And Jake continue to go at it here. Ooh. Miller gets it wrong. Does the right thing there. The chicane's going to lose a couple spots. Taylor with a great start. Already 2 seconds up on Jolicoeur in 2nd. Jake and Moses side by side. Is that going to be advantage Moses? Oh, he might have pushed Jake wide. Jake trying to get it back on track, and he does. Going to hold on to that 5th. Ekman with an unbelievable start here, up to 6th, Brad.
Yeah, wow, they're still sorting out here, but This is manna from heaven.
Kevin Miller giving Moses some business here. If he engages that
I think there was a bit of damage, a bit of contact there between Moses and Joe LaCour coming into the stadium section. So, but it looked like he was gaining ground on Kevin Miller. So aero advantage perhaps for Moses, but yeah, it's exactly what Matt Taylor
Sam Rowe takes
now that he's
off wide there. Parsons going to get by.
Very critical here for Taylor to be able to manage a pace and be able to be very calm and collected around this.
Jake gets it wrong. Going to give Ekman the position as well as Houston and Myers. So Houston, after getting run wide there in turn one at the start, he has Rolf out. Now Myers and Houston nose to tail here. Like a preview to Monza next week, Brad. What I'm seeing, I'm liking.
Yeah.
Houston gets the pass made.
Chaotic.
Come on, Jake. Oh, Taylor looks like he might have had a moment there as he's closed up that 2-second advantage Taylor had over Joe LaCour. That's only 3:10 separating the two guys. Taylor on the softs, Joe LaCour on the mediums.
That's exactly what I was talking about. Taylor being out front, being able to manage the pace and manage the limiting the mistakes. And even then, he wasn't able to do it with that big gap. So that's what I'm talking about. This place can bite you at any time.
So Jake started in 5th. He's fallen back a little bit. Myers also looks like he had a moment too. He's back there at 12th. As they go side by side, this is fantastic what we're seeing so far.
Yeah, already this race is about the track and the car.
Yep, exactly.
You can almost forget if somebody's running up on you. You might as well just let them go because really, this race is not about that. Even 3 laps in.
Okay, it's a 30-lap race. So Taylor, with that mistake, he's gonna probably run it. You know, they're gonna break it up. 10-lap stints here for Taylor, but he's got a 3-second lead over Joe LaCour. Should be at least 5. Lost a bunch of time there. These guys have kind of spread out here at the front. It's Taylor, Joe LaCour, Moses, Joe LaCour, Moses, Miller on the softs, Ekman on the mediums, Houston right. Coming up on him quickly here. This is sure the best run Ekman's had so far this season. Finished 4 laps down last week at Brands Hatch. Finds himself running in the top 5.
No doubt about it, and for some of these guys, you know, this is it can be a little easier for them sometimes because they aren't fighting for those big points, right? So they stay a little calmer, stay a little more focused. Go, okay, look, if I give up a couple tenths or a position, you know, whatever, I'm still running great. So it's a good opportunity.
Let's see, Houston's going to have a run here. But not going to give up easy here. It looks like Houston's going to get the pass. Maybe while David Zahn looking to have a run on Ekman now. Coming on board with Zahn. Great start for him. His teammate running in 2nd. Parsons under. Zahn heavy on the brakes. Carrying a lot more speed into that chicane. You got a good exit here. This is going to be good for David. Has a look on the inside, going into the center chicane. Oh yeah. It's not looking like Ekman had a great start, but does it look like his best lap 150.7. All the guys around him running low 49. So Parsons has made his way past as well.
Yeah, Joel very clearly running extra downforce.
Burke. Of course, it's his personal best, 48.5. Gonna be desperate to get around. Ooh, swings out to the inside of turn 1 here.
Boy, I really like what I'm seeing out of Joel here. He's being very consistent. He's definitely in his own race.
That starts to pull away from Burke. Looks like a little defensive maneuvering there from Ekman, and for the time being, hang on to that 9th position.
You watch that position. I'm watching where's Houston at in relation to Matt Taylor, and if he can make inroads here, we know that he's going to have good pace, and so far that gap, first and 5th, holding steady there at about 15 seconds.
Meanwhile, as Burke makes that move on Ekman, Moses has picked up some ground here on Joe LaCour. Now separated by under a second here.
Yeah, Moses has found the rhythm a little bit. He'll be him and maybe Joe LaCour both will be thinking about that bit of a contact or whatever happened there coming into the stadium section that first lap.
Parsons, after starting, I believe it was 13th. Up to 7th, Burke on the sauce. Parsons on the mediums. Burke, this lap 48.5, Parsons 49.3. So yeah, Burke's going to have some pace, it looks like, over Parsons.
Yeah, very clearly T-Brock Danvan has elected for extra downforce. It's surging down the straights, no question about it. Of course, an extra 45 kilos socked somewhere in that Lotus 98T doesn't help for Parsons.
No, not at all. Burke now moves up to 7th. Ekman back to 9th, Parsons in 8th. So Joe LaCour, gap between the top 2 is nearly 8 seconds. Moses now with a run on Joe LaCour. And Moses gets that pass made, so PMR running 1 and 2. Meanwhile, Joe LaCour looking to answer. Moses defends. Great battle here for 2nd.
God, these things are just such a handful on the anywhere close to the limit.
Ooh, side by side here in the stadium section. Whoa. Whoa. That is a tricky area to try and overtake on. Meanwhile, Kevin Miller's loving this in 4th.
Boy, he sure is. PMR's got to be loving their situation now, too, running 1 and 2.
Down the straight, these guys must not be running much downforce.
No, it was a mistake in turn 1. Allowed Joe LaCour to kind of hold station. I tell you, we're doing some recon laps around here and playing with that wing a little bit. A very small adjustment gave a big increase in top speed.
Lap 7 of Taylor to come in on lap 10. These guys running second and third. Most likely stay out to lap 15. Looks like, oh, Houston!
No.
Someone had a moment. I heard it, and Houston's taking it off. Well, these are mistakes. Zahn's going to move up to 5th. Burke going to take advantage. He does. His teammate gets by. Ekman now looking to take that position away. Now look at this three-way battle here for second. Kevin Miller now really putting the heat on Joe LaCour. Oh, some contact. Miller off. Just caught the tail end of that. Well, we actually caught it, but it was from a distance there, Brad. Miller was looking on the inside. Sorry, the outside of that corner, and Miller falling all the way back behind. That's too bad.
Look, there's just so few battles to be had. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's no reason you should be getting, you know, there's two guys. I didn't see that. I didn't see what happened. All I'm saying is you should have at least a car width apart. I mean, it doesn't matter. You can cost yourself second, or you can put yourself into the wall. Which do you want?
That's a good point, and especially at this track. A little patience goes a long way. I mean, you have the advantage of the turbo. You got the draft. You've seen it already, guys. All the overtakes, for the most part, are happening on the end of these straights.
Boy, I was just about to comment on Houston and how he was really holding that gap to the first place Taylor. And if you can find some breaks, get some luck, you know. Still has a chance to prove that speed, and that big mistake now, and those guys are in trouble.
So it is now David Zahn behind his teammate, running in 4th, 10 seconds off his teammate. Peter Burke up to 5th here, and Houston
go ahead
up to 6th. So these gaps appear to be closing. Yeah, Houston now reeling in Burke as they make their way down the straight.
Looks like John Houston is going to sneak past toward that position. I'm sure Burke will play it very cautiously here. He has the whole race, which is why he's in that position. But really looking for some redemption, Peter Burke last week after putting that thing on pole, such a great run. I know he was so dejected there.
Whoa!
Oh man!
As Burke on the turbo side by side into Austin. Burke thinks better of it.
Got to tell you, I'm so impressed by his drive here tonight, especially after that last week, and Zahn as well.
Kevin Miller in the pits getting serviced. Wasn't sure, Brad. Did he have? Did he have any suspension damage, or did he just bring it in?
The wheel looks straight. The wheel looks straight, but the windshield was sure cracked. Windscreen, whatever you want to call it.
So both Houston and Burke on the softs.
Now, it should be noted, even the guys on mediums here could come in for, early or for 2 stops. It's a possibility. So because they're on the mediums doesn't necessarily mean that they'll be running, but it'll be interesting to see.
Oh, that's a great point. We saw Parsons do that at Paul Ricard on the mediums while everybody else was on the softs. Watson and Myers, this is for 9th. Myers currently leading John Watson, but closing the gap. Work lap 10.
Yeah, Myers started way up there on the grid, 5th or 6th, something like that. So it's a rare day when Greg Myers doesn't advance his starting position.
Yeah, I didn't see what happened to Greg. Must have got caught up in something in the opening lap. See what Taylor does here if he elects to come into the pits.
Boy, I think, well, it could depend a bit on teammate Chris Moses' strategy. Of course, he'll know what that strategy is. But he is not making enough gap away from Chris Moses at this point. If Moses is on a one-stop strategy, he's in.
Taylor in. Moses to stay out. And he is going to. Joe LaCour stays out. Zahn on the softs. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, quickly to Moses, so he's staying out. He's only going to have to run 4 laps.
Oof, a little touch and go there between Houston and Zahn.
Yeah, yeah.
So Parsons stays out. They're still in the pits, just getting going now. And looks like Ekman's going to spots, so Taylor's going to rejoin here in 6th. See a lot of tire marks on the circuit. Did not see what happened there. Houston still in the pits, Brad. He's finally
damaged.
Zahn gets out. Ooh, Taylor out! What happened to Taylor?
Could have been the pit stop bug. I don't know.
He was in there a while. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. That puts Moses in the lead of the race.
Wow.
Interested to see what happened. I don't know. You want to run down there and see if you can get a word from him? Ooh. Disconnected Taylor. Word from the pit lane. Unbelievable. The hits just keep on coming for Taylor. That's going to be painful. As Houston gets it all wrong through the chicane. So Burke on the softs has yet to stop. Or has Parsons, and Burke trying to figure out how to get in the pit lane. And he finally gets it done here. So Parsons going to pick up a spot.
Well, you know, this suddenly now, Joe LaCour is a bit of life here now running 2nd. And we know Ian Joe LaCour, he's going to get faster as this race goes along here, as he gets more and more laps under his belt.
Ekman on the softs up to 4th. So of the top 4 right now, Burke on the soft, so he's in 10th. And Houston, guys who pitted on the softs. So.
A lot of one-stoppers out there. A lot of one-stoppers this time. So the alternate strategy does seem more to be the two-stoppers.
So Robbins now up to 8th. As we wait for the rest of the field to come in around lap 15, we're guessing. So Burke. And they are 11th and 12th. Oh, Houston just continues to get it wrong. I think he's pushing a little too hard here at the moment.
He needs to. Yeah, if he wants to get back in with a chance at this thing, he can still overcome that mistake, but he's going to have to get help now. from the guys in front. Matt Taylor going out. Well, that really, that's shaking everything up. This is, well, I mean, we knew some gaps would open up, but from a strategy standpoint, this race is pretty fascinating.
Well, Ekman sets his personal best 47.9. He's on par with Parsons there in third. And Taylor had a fast lap of the race, 46.2.
And Houston takes it off again in the stadium section. No damage, but certainly damage to the lap time.
Burke has gotten past. This looks like Watson continues to chase down Greg Myers here for fifth. Two retirements so far, Rolf and Taylor.
Yeah, and again, due to the nature of the track, you know, any of those positions that you see up in front of you could be positions that will soon be yours with the mistake, right? So now these 5th and 6th and 7th place positions, they're starting to become important for these guys. And so maintaining composure and really driving those consistent laps can pay big dividends here. That could, who knows at this point, even sneak you onto a podium.
Right along with Watson as he tries to chase down Greg. Good run so far from Watson here. Both these guys, Watson and Myers. Watson gets close, but just unable to get close enough to make a move on Greg. It looks like he has a bit of an advantage down the straight. Let's just see if Watson starts to make use of that turbo, try to get past Greg here.
Yeah, he'll look for a spot, but these guys I think, are really feeling out the situation, being very cautious, making sure they protect their positions first and foremost. Both those guys kind of like that, anyways.
Back at David Zahn, gonna get past Curtis here, and 9 Zahn on a 2-stopper. Actually, I take that back. Zahn was ahead of Burke and Houston, so Zahn has already pitted. And running in 10th. Pitted ahead of Houston. Rocket past Curtis.
Yeah, so all those guys in those positions are 2-stop guys. Oh, Burke throws it off. He's out of the wall.
That's beneficial to Houston there. He kept it off the wall. Ballweg to take advantage of that mistake here as well. Only second and change off of Burke. Back to this Watson-Myers battle. Joe LaCour in the pits.
Okay, so yeah, Joe LaCour in, yeah.
Moses looks like he stayed up.
Yeah, interesting, I guess. Yeah, I have no idea why, but it shouldn't hurt too much. But I suppose between him and Joe LaCour, I mean, Joe LaCour will have those tires a bit up to temp and run in when Moses comes out. Could be a bit of an advantage.
Yeah, so it's like hitting a lap earlier than the rest of the field is Joe LaCour, Watson, and Myers now. And look at that, championship leaders running 1-2 for the moment. Parsons 22 seconds behind Moses.
You know, and that's really not that bad from the kind of, let's say, lack of pace Parsons was showing in qualifying. Now, of course, he and Moses have similar weight ballast on their tack on as well, but Parsons has also picked up some damage out there. So those guys, I assume, will both be pitting on this lap. Yeah, interesting. You know, that was actually lap 14 Joe LaCour came in, because Moses had already crossed the line, right?
Yep.
So yeah.
So Moses in. Expect Parsons, Myers, and Watson to follow suit here. So, guy to watch here is Joe LaCour to see where he comes in relation once he gets around turn one where he is compared to Moses. Joe LaCour usually very good with his pit stops. Moses still in the pits. Parsons just pulling in now.
Oh, I gotta think Moses is gonna gain some time, I think.
Joe LaCour in the stadium section.
But just starting the stadium. Oh boy, that's
Moses away. Joe LaCour. Oh! Gets sideways. Exiting the final corner. And Moses on his way down the straight. It's a 9-second.
Yeah.
Well, it's starting to drop here, but
definitely gain time.
About 4 or 5 seconds on Joe LaCour.
Yeah, more importantly, maybe got past some virtual lap traffic there in Myers and Watson.
Myers and Watson have stayed out. So they're running second and third still.
Yeah, maybe Watson's kind of waiting to see what Greg's going to do. Wait to see till it comes in. First to blink type situation.
So the two-stop guys, David Zahn losing time as well. He's 19 seconds behind the leader, Moses.
Yeah, well, very, very clearly a big advantage to the one stoppers at this point. I mean, they're done. All those guys have yet to come back in.
Finish where they are at the moment. Moses will be carrying 60 kilograms to Monza next week, which is a boatload of weight, and making our prospects just even that much better.
Yeah, hey, good point, Al. I like it. Matter of fact, I started the race at 3. No, I think I'm outside the window. But anyway.
Myers in, Watson stays up.
Yeah, interesting. Well, there's a fuel advantage. It takes a little bit of time to fuel these things up, so
Houston has caught up to David Zahn, both these guys on the soft tire. And they got about 3 more laps to go before they come in. Go ahead, Brad.
Yeah, I totally stepped on you there, Al. Sorry, but I wanted to go back to my earlier point. I don't know that we've heard the last of Joe LaCour. I'll be honest with you. So, really, the smallest Moses mistake, and Joe LaCour is really he's gonna do whatever he can at this point. So he'll be pushing hard with a big weight advantage on Moses. I think he's still in there with a shot.
Houston gets the pass made. While Parsons and Burke on the softs. Parsons back to 7th. That's done by 48 on Burke. Parsons is coming out of the pit, so Burke had a lot of life in his tires compared to Parsons coming out of the pits here on both tires. So I'm guessing Watson's going to keep this going, perhaps to lap 20, and then jump on the softs there, Brad. A short fuel fill.
Might be a damn fine idea. We don't typically see.
Oh, we're not doing that, though.
We don't see super sexy strategy. It's coming in from Hockenheim, but
there goes that strategy out the window. So that
could still happen.
Yeah, you're right. 18 just beginning now. Joe LaCour. Houston now sets fast lap of the race. Wow, with a 45 and change.
He's feeling it now, but too little, too late if you're John Houston. He screwed the pooch here. He's got another stop to make. So that damage was done early.
Keeping an eye on that gap between Joe LaCour and Moses. Joe LaCour has picked up a couple seconds. But no doubt, was Chuck goes through that short way.
Waffen did get Greg Myers.
So after stops, huh? So Watson gets out ahead of Myers after that pit stop. By a good 5 seconds. Wow. Got some traffic around. Greg, gotta wonder if got held up there a little bit.
Well, it was a good stop, and you do gain, not lots of time, but there is an advantage on fuel, especially considering their long laps, right? So less fuel, less time.
So Houston here running in third. Expect him to come in. And Zahn on lap 20, as well as Burke. So that's going to put Parsons into a podium position here with 45 kilograms.
Yeah, those guys will, depending on how long their stops take, of course, they should have better pace. So Parsons could still be fighting for that position by the end. This really has turned into a very fascinating strategy race. Boy, Joe LaCour continuing to eke out time, just a little bit here and there, Al. I suspected.
Made 2 last time by from Moses, 47.9 for Joe LaCour. Let's not forget, though, that Moses probably has plenty of turbo life left in that car as he's been near the front, or at the front most of this race, so I'm not sure if Joe LaCour is using it up there to try and catch up to Moses. He could be. But now Houston and Zahn. Houston closing up. Jake.
Yeah, the final chapter is about to be written here as those 2 stoppers will be in, another lap or lap and a half.
So currently our running order here, Moses, followed by Joe LaCour in second, Houston running in third, David Zahn in fourth, Burke running in fifth, Parsons in sixth, Watson pitted, came back out on the mediums, running in seventh. Myers also on the mediums in eighth. Joel Ekman had a fantastic start. Maine's in the top 10, running in ninth. Monahan in 10th. Kevin Miller, well, he was battling up with, there's another. He nearly took it into the barrier there. But, what could have been here for Kevin Miller after that incident with Joe LaCour there in the opening lap. Looked like he might have had pace on both those guys, Brad.
Yeah.
Ryan Robbins.
Yeah, really unfortunate. No, finish off your...
So Robbins in 12th. Jake rejoins after pitting, and it looks like he's going to take that spot away from Robbins. So now that puts Jake up to 11th. Once he gets the pass made, he does. So Robbins back a spot. Story in 14th. Malweg in 15th, and Chandler in the last points paying position. Only 2 cars a lap down here, Brad.
I give everybody a lot of credit. Yeah, regardless of what positions they're running, I give everybody a lot of credit. Look, we've only had 2 retirements. One of them a disconnect. I feel so bad for Matt Taylor on that one, but this is a seriously difficult track car combination to muscle around here for 30 laps. So kudos to the whole field.
So working lap 20. Expect Houston to come in. And Zahn should follow suit. Zahn about 5 5 seconds off. There goes. Oh, Houston spins it going into the pits. Let's see where Zahn's going to stay out. So Zahn stays out. It's going to be advantage Zahn when he finally comes in the pit. Time lost by Houston coming in. Burke is in. That's going to help Burke. He's closed up quite a bit there after that mistake. And Parsons now should take over that third spot once Zahn decides to enter the pits. Yeah, this is going to push Wathen up to potentially 4th here.
Yeah, and Myers is right up there too. Or you should cycle through up there.
So Myers, Houston comes out. Oh, so this is a battle for the lead. Ekman's right there as well. Look at these three. So Houston on cold tires.
Houston has a decision to make. Is he going to get on the turbo or save it?
Myers not giving up easily here. Side by side in the Ost. Ooh, that was critical for Houston. Got through it okay. He's been struggling through there. Meanwhile, Ekman's loving this, hoping these guys have some type of running. Houston to pull away now as his tires get up to speed. Meanwhile, Ekman there in 8th. They're going to take advantage here and make a move on Myers into the stadium section. Wow, great pass from Joel. Picks up a spot.
Really took advantage of a very minor Myers mistake there coming through the center chicane.
Zahn in the pits. This could be interesting here to see where the... Ooh, yeah, there's Zahn. He's away. Oh, this is going to just heat up now. Houston making his way through turn 1.
So all the guys, those 2 stoppers, slightly behind, but with that low fuel and soft tires.
So this is the battle for 5th. Houston, Ekman, Myers, and Zahn. So these 4 guys, you suspect Houston to start pulling away from these guys. Houston on the soft, but so is Zahn. Ekman and Myers on the mediums. Slap from Joel, 47.9. Legit pace here tonight from Joel. Oh, Zahn! Takes it off into the gravel. Hit the wall. Burke, though. This is for position here. Burke picks up that spot. Now the gap between Moses and Joe LaCour has shrunk to 3.5 seconds here with 7 laps to go.
Yeah, and Joe LaCour has not been gaining much ground here the last couple laps, but obviously that it's closing down. So Moses is responding, or Joe LaCour is taking a little breath before the plunge. But
Myers and Ekman, but I believe that's a pace over Greg. Looming behind Greg is Peter Burke on the softs, just 4 seconds behind that battle.
Boy.
Now Greg
Myers
looking to make the move. 92 down the straight for Myers. here.
I was going to say, Ekman may have a bit of pace, but in experience, he's way off the pace. So Myers that's got to be worth like almost a second and a half a lap to Myers' advantage.
Let's get to the chicane, okay. So Houston's starting to pull away from these guys. We've got Watson up ahead for Houston. It's about 10 seconds difference. Houston on the softs. Watson last lap, 47.3. Traffic, so you should see those laps start to get quicker there for Houston.
Yeah, and as you watch that battle, of course I'm watching up toward the front, that Moses has been laying back a little bit. Now starting to turn in slightly better laps, but he's been kind of, got a battle coming up here. Oh, just lap track, check car. But now, Moses, if he has to kind of refocus the last 6 or 7 laps here, it can be tough to do. If he has to actually start pushing toward a better time.
Chuck gets out of the way there as Burke quickly closing the gap up on Ekman's on right there as well. Only a second off of Burke's time. Still about 3.5 to 4 seconds. Moses to Jolicoeur. And Parsons all alone there in third. Pretty amazing. First and third.
Yeah, it is
40
quite the recovery.
Jolicoeur carrying 15.
It really worked out for Parsons in that. Well, he had a lot of luck, and then strategy just happened to play into his favor. I mean, I would have expected maybe Parsons to go with that 2-stop because he hasn't done many 1-stops this season. And then so the way the 2-stops worked out, and the way guys had mistakes in front and everything, it just happened to work out. So it's miraculous recovery. Yeah, it's Jolicoeur giving up 2 seconds. In the high-speed stuff and gaining 2.5 just in the stadium section. He's gaining all his time there, so and that could be rough on a guy too if you're Jolicoeur, having to, boy, if that's the only place you're gaining time, you want to maximize it. And Jolicoeur actually he did make some mistakes coming through the stadium section that last time. Still picked up ground.
With Burke here, is he going to make his way past Ekman for 7th? Myers, after making that move, he's running well here. I wonder if Ekman's having a little bit in his mirrors. Zahn right behind these guys as well. So it should be advantage Burke and Zahn. Both these guys on the softs compared to Ekman and Myers on the mediums.
Right.
Monahan in a tussle here with Kevin Miller. This is for the 10th position. So Monahan drops down to 11th.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised we did see better pace from Mike Monahan over the course of this race. His weekly practice times were looking pretty good. I mentioned it 2 or 3 times now.
Ekman all over the back of Greg Myers.
Well, this is what it comes down to. This is when you look to take your chances, okay? This is where you maybe take a line away from a guy or something.
Well, if Greg is,
you don't do it, you know.
Greg just set his personal best lap of the race, so not letting the heat get to him.
Oh no.
Ooh.
Oh.
Just have a disconnect.
Oh no.
He did. Oh no, he's back. I think. Oh, he's back. Yeah, he had a moment there.
That was weird.
Was weird. Yes. Ekman gets by for 6th. Now Zahn. Look at that moment for Greg. Oh, it's Miller's in the pits. Yeah. What if that lag might have caught those guys out? Zahn now. The heat on Burke.
That was really weird. And how did he not kill himself, Greg, if he was still, you know, in limbo on track someplace?
That's a great question.
It's now Moses responding at the front. He's looking better and better as Chris Moses.
Larson sets his personal best 47 flat. But he's on track right now is for this 6th position as Burke now all over Greg. What happened to Zahn? He's lost a bunch of time.
Yeah. Joel Acor as well made a bit of a mistake that last lap and gave up some ground.
Ooh, we missed it. Houston has gotten around often. 4th.
Oh, wow. That must be a whopping mistake.
That's what I'm guessing. Greg now starting to close up on Ekman.
Oh yeah, whopping cracked windscreen. So who knows? That position could be in play for that battle behind.
Yeah, it's only 7 seconds separating Watson and Ekman. So what does this mean in the competition index? It's going to mean it's going to put Moses all by himself in the lead. Myers in 4th. Alec in 3rd now. Behind Parsons. Move up to 2nd to finish.
Yeah, Feimster now putting in a little bit of heat on Monahan for that top 10.
Teammates.
2 laps to go. No teammates.
This would be a big win for Greg if he can hold off these. He can hold off Burke, somehow get around Ekman. Doing it down the straight here. But the question is, what's he got left on the turbo? As Ekman sets his fast lap of the race. These guys flying.
You know, we haven't really seen a turbo-induced retirement, pure turbo-related. This could be the rate.
Greg, over 200 miles an hour. That was a brief stab of the boost there for Greg. He's braking very late there.
Oh, he sure is. Greg Myers actually way up on his best time so far this race. Yeah, got to be impressed with Joel Ekman's drive here tonight. Really taking on some serious veterans. more experience this season in these cars. Gup on the chat had it right. Of course, Joel Ekman is plenty veteran, just not so much here in this series in the set of horses.
And Burke now all over Greg. We could go three deep here, Brad, down this straight.
Yeah, and like I say, this is the time for it. I mean, obviously, you don't want to wreck a guy to get the position, but it's, the chance is there. Let's take it.
Walking nearly 200 miles an hour. A lap. And under the brakes. Greg gets a little wrong, but hangs onto that spot. Great job hanging on to it. But Ekman had to check up. That's going to give Burke a run here in the Ost.
Boy, that was close for Myers, too. That was a hell of a save. Myers out off again.
Let's see if that was a lag effect for Greg.
Unbelievable.
Looks like it was, as Chris Moses, our leader, has started the last lap here. Haven't been focusing on him all that much, but this is a shame for Greg. Show him out. So it looks like
Joel. I was gonna say Ekman's got a puncher's chance here at Wathen through the stadium section.
Oh, he really has lost time to these guys. And Ekman's dealing with mirrors full of Peter Burke. Burke having a look on the inside at turn one. Moses through the stadium section for the last time. See what Burke can do here. No answer. Moses coming across the line. He's going to take the win. Amazingly, with all that weight. Is going to finish in second. Watching this battle for fifth. Burke on the outside into Ost. Gets it done.
Oh my God. What's going to happen with Wathen coming up?
Parsons going to take home third. Great job by him. Wathen's going to try and salvage this fifth place. I don't think he's close enough, Brad. Oh, he might be.
Yeah, that gap says 0.5 of a second. It's really not.
Houston's taking a take fourth. A moment on the break in there for Burke. Watson going to hang on to it. Looks like he will, Brad.
I didn't think there's any way he was going to survive that lap, I'll be honest with you. But Burke and Ekman got the fighting, and here we go, last corner.
So Watson fifth, Burke sixth, Ekman seventh. And Zahn's going to take eighth. Jake going to finish here in ninth. With Monahan finishing on the lead lap in 10th. Good run for those guys, finishing in the top 10.
Yeah.
So Monahan crosses the line for the win. Chris Moses, do you copy?
Yes, sir. I do.
Well, Moses, congratulations. What a victory here tonight with all that weight. Tough break for your teammate there. Looks like he might have had a disconnect or something like that. But nonetheless, you recovered there and was tussling there with Joe LaCour early on, but managed to put some space between you and him. You had a great pit stop, and came out about 8 seconds, but you managed a nice gap to the end.
Yeah, yeah, it was a lot of fun. First, I want to apologize to Jake. I think I might have forced him off on the first lap coming through into the stadium section. Yeah, I was running a lot lower downforce than Ian and most of the guys, so yeah, I just went cruising on by him, but I was really slow through the stadium section and a couple other areas, where I was basically holding him up. So, but once I got a little gap, it was okay. Great setup, worked hard on it, and Matt helped out a lot, and should translate good to Monza too, so I'm kind of stoked about that.
Yeah, it turned out to be a pretty interesting race, maybe for all positions besides your position up there, though Ian, of course, did put a little bit of pressure on there toward the end, and I suspected that Ian would be able to make up some ground. Looked like that you had completed your final pit stop a little bit better than he did. Anyway, lost a little bit of ground at Ian on that last stop. Just how worried were you that he would be making that push, and were you pretty confident you're going to be able to hang on for that final stint of yours?
Yeah. At first, he pitted early, so I knew I'd gained ground on him because the car was quickest at the end of the fuel stint. So I gained maybe 3 or 4 seconds on him, but then I struggled right after the pit stop, and he kind of gained it back, and then it stabilized. But I was keeping one eye on the gap, and his car was much lower down the straight, so it would have been real hard for him to pass me, but he might have been saving all his boost for the end to try to catch me, which he looks like he kind of did, tried to do that a bit. He did reel me in a few times, and I was just using a little bit of boost each lap, and that's it, and just trying to maintain a proper pace. And yeah, it was worrying me, but very, very hard car to drive, very difficult track, easy to make a mistake, and man, it was hard to keep the focus, and I was trying to.
Well, great job. I mean, you finished, it's a great win. Your second place championship, Parsons, carrying 45. He managed to put that thing on the podium, finishing third. Picked up some points on him, but he's going to have the weight advantage, I think, next week at Monza. So both you guys carrying almost the same amount of weight again. Looks like he was a little off the pace compared to you here. How worried are you that he's going to figure something out for next week at Monza?
He's always good at Monza, and he's been faster than me the last 4 races, so this was kind of relief to have a little pace on him for once. And the low downforce tracks, I think, suit me well, and my teammate. We're able to set up the car with a lot less wing than some other guys, and it'll be similar. Monza will be similar to this track as far as setup goes, so we'll see how it pans out, see what he figures out going into next week.
Well, great run tonight, Moses. Congratulations, and good luck next week at Monza.
Thank you, Al. You know what I was thinking? We ran this track one time in GTR2, and I had a great race, and Brad nipped me with a fuel conservation run, so I got my revenge. I was thinking of that at the end.
Yeah, you and a lot of other people, but hey, there's the breaks.
Yeah, and go Pens, baby. Woohoo!
We'll edit that out. Okay, good luck next week. All right, well, there you have it. Chris Moses' big win here tonight. Joe LaCour, strong finish in second. And Parsons, miraculously, after starting buried in the pack, puts it on the podium. So, amazing night.
Oh, yeah. I mean, look, it was... we could have gotten a few different races out of this race. Turned out to be a pretty damn good one from my standpoint. Some great battles there toward the end. Obviously, big news, Matt Taylor having the disconnect. So too, of course, Gregory Myers. Absolutely gutted for those guys. But the run back up by Aaron Parsons and John Houston, I mean, honestly, could have been the end of their championship run. They have salvaged it now in a big way. In fact, they're going to gain some ground on PMR. So they are definitely thick in that fight going into next week.
Yeah, next week it's going to be could be a replay of tonight with Monza coming up next week, next Monday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Hopefully you can join us for that. Till then, we'll be at Suzuka Thursday night. Join Jake and Jack for the broadcast for Thursday GT. So until next week, thanks Brad, and thanks everybody for tuning in. We'll catch you all next week. Have a